If somebody's ever told you to just let go and you've had absolutely zero idea of how to actually pull that off, this video is for you. So a couple years ago, I heard a story about two monks that were walking by the side of the river, and after a while, they came up on a woman who wanted to get to the other side of that river and needed help to do it. Now, the monks, they talked among themselves for a couple of seconds because they really weren't supposed to touch a woman. That was part of the vows that they took when they became monks in the first place. But collectively, they decided that it was more important to help this person than it was to worry about the vows. And so they picked her up, they carried her across the river, and they set her down on the other side. And the monks go along their way. And about 30 minutes later, the younger monk looks at the older monk and he says, "Man, do you really think we did the right thing by picking that woman up and breaking our vows?" The older monk looks at the younger one and says, "Well, I set the woman down 30 minutes ago. Why are you still carrying her?" We tend to hold on to so much, don't we? Did we do the right thing? Did we do the wrong thing? And we carry around the guilt of what we've done in the past, and the more things that we do, the more the guilt that just piles up, and we've got to figure out how to carry it all through our lives. Now, I imagine there are a lot of people that are carrying around so much guilt and the weight of it is so heavy that they don't even know what it feels like to be themselves anymore. So what are they supposed to do? Now, the easy answer, of course, is you just set down the weight. But how exactly do you do that? How exactly do you just let it go? The interesting thing here is that you learn to let go by leaning into how you're feeling instead of resisting it like we so often do. Eckhart Tolle wrote about this in his book, A New Earth: Awakening Your Life's Purpose. In that book, he makes the case that avoiding those uncomfortable feelings instead of allowing them to wound us is definitely not the answer to getting through them. The emotions we feel are responses to what's happening in our mind. So when these negative emotions like guilt pop up, we do everything we can to push them away because we just don't like the way they make us feel. But by trying to push those things away, we're actually blocking the process of healing from the thing that produced those emotions in the first place. The best thing we can do to reduce the impact of these emotions is by acknowledging that they're there instead of trying to push them away. By acknowledging them, we start to realize that we're trapped in our own stories and our thoughts and our belief about ourselves, which are most often mixed in with the negative emotions that we felt from experiences that we've had in the past that didn't really go the way we wanted them to. It gets to a point where a lot of our identities are tied up in the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves, which are most often a mixture of things that have happened in the past and these old emotions that we felt at the time we had the experiences. For example, let's say that you got rejected by somebody you really wanted to have a relationship with at some point in the past. When that happened, you probably felt a lot of negatively charged emotions. You probably felt rejected. You probably felt unworthy. You probably felt alone. If you try to push those negative emotions away because you don't like the way they feel, you might find yourself hesitant next time you have an opportunity to put yourself out there because of these beliefs and these stories about the past experience that tell you that you're unworthy, that you're unlovable, and that you're destined to be alone. But being present with those negative emotions instead of trying to push them away can help you break your identification with them and actually release the past. And there's a saying about worrying about things that happened in the past: forget about it because it's too late anyway. Once you've been present with those negative emotions, one of the tricks to releasing them into the past is to start to create a new identity for yourself by consciously going back to experiences that made you feel really good, made you feel a positively charged bundle of emotions. That might have been getting married, that might have been getting a job that you really wanted, or it might have been running a half marathon. Take yourself back to how you felt when things went really well for you. You might have felt excited, you might have felt worthy, you might have felt happy, you might have felt loved. I encourage you to make a conscious choice to build your identity around those experiences and those emotions, because that's who you really are. The purpose of this channel is to help raise the vibration of everybody around us. So if you know somebody that needs a little pick-me-up today, I'd love it if you'd share this video with them. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.